Welcome to Tater Time Football, where we talk about everything around football. Here's your host, Tater Tot. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tater Time Football. This would make week 4, and we've been doing really good. There was actually some really good games this past week, and we might touch on a little bit of that with some of these picks that we do today. And let's get into those picks. All right, we're going to get into our Friday games. We have Stanford at Syracuse. Who do you got here?
I'm going to go with Syracuse. They look like a better team than Stanford. Stanford lost to TCU, and Syracuse actually just came off a win against the number 23 Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Syracuse as well because they're playing at home, and I've told people before playing in there at Syracuse is a lot different. A lot of teams like Clemson has played there and has struggled there. So you've had really good teams come in that place and kind of struggle with them. Now you got number 24 Illinois at number 22 Nebraska. And this is our first top 25 matchup.
I'm going to go with Illinois.
All right. I'm going to go with the Nebraska.
Cornhuskers?
Yeah, the Cornhuskers, man.
I think Illinois does it better. I think they kind of have a better resume. They just beat number 19, or was 19, Kansas. Well, and Nebraska, they haven't played a ranked team yet, but that doesn't necessarily matter in this nowadays football.
Was.
Yes, was.
Was number 19.
Mm-hmm.
But just because they're number 19 don't mean they're the same team.
No, they're not anymore.
Now you got Florida at Mississippi State. Who do you got here?
This one was really hard for me to decide. But I think I'm going to go with Mississippi State. It's both kind of like the lower teams this year in the SEC, which I was not expecting at all.
Yes, I was completely dead wrong about Florida as well. They haven't been chomping too much.
Oh, no.
So
I think they lost their teeth.
Yeah, I think they've been chewing on some rocks or something. But, we're not going to talk about that. But I'm going to go with Mississippi State here. They are playing in Mississippi State. You got them cowbells. A lot of people know what I'm meaning. So yeah. That's all I really had to say. Now you got NC State at number 21 Clemson. Who do you got here?
I'm actually going to go with Clemson. I was kind of on the border on whether or not to go with NC State because Clemson, they're ranked, but the only team I've seen them play besides number 1 Georgia. Well, actually, didn't Georgia just fall to number 2? Or are they still number 1?
Texas jumped them.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Texas.
Number 2 Georgia. That's the only team I've seen them play that was actually worth anything, and they got blown out.
Yeah.
And then they just beat Appalachian State. So.
Yeah, and we do need to kind of talk about Georgia just a little bit. Even I don't think we even have them on here. So, yeah, we're going to talk about them a little bit. Georgia didn't look so hot, but people need to quit overlooking all these teams like Kentucky and all that. I understand.
You trying to call me out from last week? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm calling you out.
Man, I said just because I said they blow them out 42-7.
You said 42-7.
I did.
It's like, but that's what you get when you play down to competition. It's like Georgia is a lot better than what they showed. At least I think they are.
I think their defense is pretty good, but
their offense.
I think their offense last year made Carson Beck look really good.
Yeah.
And you take away those two. You take what was it, McClunky, and the Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's that guy.
Yeah. So, yeah. Off of that subject, now we got Houston at Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go with good old Cincinnati Bearcats.
Okay, I can go with Cincinnati too. My brother, the Tater, always he didn't exactly like Cincinnati, but he told me that team reminded him a lot of a Alabama team. So like defense, they like to run the ball. All these good things that I've seen Alabama want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of favor them in this. And now you have Kansas at West Virginia.
I'm gonna go against my picks that have been doing. I'm gonna go with Kansas.
I'm going to go West Virginia, but they better not let me down this week.
I picked them 2 times in a row, and I was 0-2 both times.
Well, I'm going to go with West Virginia here. This is y'all's only hope with me. I will quit picking you if you keep this up. So, yeah, I'm going to go with West Virginia. They got Rice at Army. Like I said, we're going to always try and cover our military. So, we got to keep this going. I'm going to go with Army here. Who do you got?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Go with the Army Black Knights. It looked like a more solid team than Rice.
Okay. Now you got USC, number 11 USC at number 18 Michigan. Who you got?
USC looks like they have a really good team. Now, I know Michigan has fallen off, and I'm probably one of their criticizers, But I'm going to go with USC. But don't be surprised if Michigan can pull something out and it make it really close, or they might win.
I'm going to go with USC here. So I know I'm not completely a big fan of them, but I think they're really a better team, more solid than Michigan. Mm-hmm. Michigan just hasn't been the team like they were last year. Like, since their coach left, the whole thing just fell apart. It's like
they did have a lot of seniors
and they had a lot of people leave. There is that too, but it's really hard to come back from that, especially without your coach too.
Yeah.
Even Alabama doesn't look like offensively. I don't think we look that great yet. But same thing about Michigan. It's like they just don't look like they did last year. And that's all I can say about it. Now you got Georgia Tech at number 19 Louisville. Who you got?
I think it's a pretty safe bet to go with Louisville.
Yes, I'm going to go with Louisville as well. But go on.
Was it Georgia Tech? They just lost to Syracuse?
Yes, it was Syracuse.
Yeah, so they're falling out of the top 25, I think.
Now we have Arkansas at Auburn.
At Auburn?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize it was at Auburn. But I'm going to stay true to my pick. I'm going to go with Arkansas.
And I'm going to stay true to you guys. I said I would pick Auburn every time.
Foot in his mouth.
And
Foot in his mouth.
I have to pick y'all. Whether I like it or not, I'm picking you. But y'all did a thing that I said should have happened. And y'all looked a lot better once he got the, keys a little bit, all the shakies out. The new quarterback stepped in.
Oh, I didn't realize they put a new quarterback in.
Yeah, Thorne wasn't there. So, and they improved a lot. They did improve.
I think I'm going to go with Auburn then.
Oh, okay.
I changed my mind about that
one. Okay, I'll let you.
I need to do a little bit more research on that one.
It's just they changed their quarterback, like I said. Now you still got to believe in him a little bit. So yes, I'm gonna go with Auburn here. And now you said Auburn. Now number 12 Utah at number 14 Oklahoma State.
I'm gonna go with Utah. They look pretty solid this year. Oklahoma State, I still don't know. They're good, but then when I think they're going to be really good, they're not so good. When I think they're going to be close, and they're really good. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Utah.
Now I think Utah is going to be in the playoff. As one of my playoff teams. So yes, I'm going to go with Utah here. They haven't really showed any weakness yet, at least that I've seen. Now I could be completely wrong on that. But now we have Vanderbilt at number 7, Missouri, because Missouri
Uh,
dropped because of their
yeah,
game.
they did drop.
I
I
don't think
kind of
they should
agree.
have.
I don't know. They were down though for the good part of the
But
game.
you gotta who were they playing again?
Boston College, who was ranked.
Just saying. And Boston College beat Florida State. It's like that's the reason why I was picking them is because they played a team that beat Florida State that was talked about how great Florida State was, and
Yeah.
I feel it was a good test for Missouri. So
They showed up late in the second half though.
yeah, but you see, we did in the fourth quarter, like Alabama did in the fourth quarter against USF too. So
Yeah.
we got to kind of throw that out there too. But
Yeah. So I think it's a this is
Missouri,
an easy Missouri win.
yeah, Missouri win, and then you have number 8, Miami at USF.
Um, Pretty easy. Miami. They
Okay,
look a lot better than I thought they would this year.
okay, I'm gonna go with Miami here as well. So now we have Tennessee at Oklahoma, 2 SEC teams.
I think you give it to Tennessee. Oklahoma, welcome to the big boy SEC time.
Yeah,
But
it ain't
yeah,
okay for you.
I think the time's come sooner rather
Yeah.
than later. So
Sooner. I see
yeah.
what you did there. So yes, I'm gonna go with Tennessee here. Go Vols. Now we have Iowa at Minnesota. Minnesota's.
Um, we'll go with Iowa on this one.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Minnesota on here because I favor them a little bit. I
Okay.
really like their coach. Uh, he he may not always win, but he's also one of those coaches that he is very good with his players and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline is key. Um, a lot of schools have gotten away from that because you have too many kids that are afraid to get their feelings hurt and don't want to play for a coach that's gonna, discipline them a little bit. But they ain't gonna get better if they don't get disciplined. So that's just me. So yes, I'm gonna go with Minnesota here. Now you have Baylor at Colorado. Don't pick against old Prime, cause Prime Time. You can't doubt the Prime Time. I know they lost one game, but they ran Colorado State through the dirt. So who you got here?
It's pretty easy to say that you're going for Colorado this one.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm gonna go with Baylor.
Okay. I like this. I really
Baylor
do.
only has one loss too.
Okay.
And you know who two it was, don't you?
Who was it?
Number 11 Utah. And they only lost 23-12. They shut Baylor. Utah didn't score in the second half.
Okay. Well,
So I got my reasons. You got yours. Okay.
yeah, I got mine. So now we have Memphis at Navy. This is our final game that we're gonna pick. So let's make it good.
Well, I'm gonna go with Memphis. I don't think Navy quite has the team to go against Memphis. Memphis is a pretty solid team throughout the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Memphis here too. Like I hate to pick against the military, but I think Navy's just not nearly that good.
Hey, Memphis coming off that.
The only time I see them being good is against Army Navy.
Yeah.
Game. So that's the only time. But yeah, go
Memphis
on.
they are coming off that win against Florida State. Can we
So-
talk about Florida State a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk about Florida State a little bit. What you got about Florida State?
Um, I just kind of chuckled because they were the team that was like, we belong in the playoffs last year. We belong there. And they were out with their star quarterback. And I think this committee takes into factor that you're not at full strength and you're not going to be probably a competent team to go against them.
Yeah.
So, in a way, to sit there and see a team that's keeps saying that they belong there, and then you come out the next season and you're 0-3.
Well,
It's just kind of like a little bit of I told you so.
yeah. Now, another thing the committee looks at, and people don't want to sit there and say it out loud because they're afraid to, but the committee also looks at, did you progress correctly throughout the season?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how did you progress to that point? That's how they pick. It's like, if you were doing really good and then you are like Florida State and you go kind of like this and then you go, like, you can't go by that. It's like, you can't go by that. The only reason why they left them out was because Alabama went from being down here and then make their way up, up, and then only had the Auburn game to worry about. And heck, they pulled a freaking Milroe miracle.
Fourth and 31.
It's like my brother used to always say, Auburn has a bowl of Lucky Charms that they always pull something out of. And it's just like, that was the first game I've ever seen us pull some stuff out. But you see, that's why Alabama was up there. It's like, whether people want to like it or not, they're like, oh, well, they were mistreated. Well, there's only 4 spots at the time.
Well, at the time.
Now, Florida State went and screwed it up, and now they won't even be in freaking 12. It's like, daggum. It's like, now they can't complain. But, you see, that's another thing they look at, too. It's not trying to be mean to Florida State. It's like, a lot of people got mad about that. They were like, oh, well, they were a little mistreated. It's like, no, the committee is not going to pick somebody that has a hurt quarterback. You were not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't going to be able to handle a national championship. I'm sorry, but Michigan would have murdered them.
It would have.
Like, it wouldn't have even been close. Like, it's sad. And it's like, oh, well, we deserve to be there. No. So,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel no sympathy.
I wouldn't be surprised towards the end of the year if they're looking pretty bad. I mean, because Florida State, they still have to play California, which they might lose. Mm-hmm. SMU, which they might lose. Clemson, they might win against Duke, but Duke is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Miami, North Carolina, Notre Dame, a Charles Southern, and a Florida. So they have
a lot of capability to lose.
They have a capability to lose 6 more games.
But but I'm not completely saying that they may not make it to the 12 spot. Because a lot can happen because
I'm counting them out right now. No, they ain't making it to the 12 spot. You can take it to the bank.
Oh,
they ain't making it to the playoffs this year.
Never mind, I forgot. They've dropped them to like 56.
Yeah, they ain't even close no more.
They ain't even close no more. So yeah.
You know, if you're their coach, their coach, when asked about why they started, he said that you would struggle too if you played 3 powerhouse teams at the beginning of the year, which in Georgia Tech, Boston College, Memphis, powerhouse teams.
Yeah,
that's a bit much to kind of.
Yeah. So I agree with that. Is that all you want to say about Florida State?
That's all I want to say about Florida State.
Hey guys, thank you for watching another episode of Tater Time Football. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and also ring that bell so you can receive notifications. And please leave a comment. Absolutely comment. And see y'all in the next one.